All right, so this figure here illustrates four sets of data items organized into histograms. Again, remember histograms are bar graphs that are touching. Now, this one has, a four, a four, a four, a four, a four, a four. This one has two threes, three fours, and two fives. Has next one three threes, one four, and three fives, and then three ones, a four, and three sevens. So that's kind of what we're showing here. Now, each data set has a mean X bar, remember, of 4. So all those have a X bar of 4. Now, the key difference, though, is going to be our standard deviations. So notice here, the standard deviation is 0, which is what we would expect since they all are the same. Now here, standard deviation gets a little bit bigger. It's 0.8. So, still not too bad. It's pretty close to that. Remember, we're going up and down by 1, so a standard deviation of almost 1, that would be that. Now here, this one actually is a standard deviation of 1, and so that is what we see when we see kind of a bigger standard deviation. Now, when it gets even bigger, our standard deviation in this case becomes 3. And so that's kind of what we're seeing. They're all the same mean, just bigger standard deviations. So what we can do is we can look at this table here, and it's showing us basically the means and standard deviations for the yearly returns on two investments over a period of 80 years. What we're supposed to do is use the means to determine which investment provides the greater yearly return, and then use the standard deviations to determine which investment had the greater risk. Well, okay, well for A, which investment provided the greater yearly returns, that's going to be the one that has the higher mean, I would say. And so in that case, the higher mean is that one. So that means A is going to be the small company stocks. That's going to give us the higher return. Again, because we had a higher mean. Now use the standard deviation to determine which investment was the greater risk. Well, greater risk could be the one that has the higher standard deviation. Because remember, it could be if your mean is here, the one that had the higher standard deviation, they were further away. So that means we could make more, of course, but we could also lose more. And so I would say that this one has the higher risk. So small company stock again, because a larger deviation could mean more of a loss because we could come down more than this one. So this one would come down less. They're both this, if they were both the same, it would come down, the less, and so it would have a less possibility of risk. Now it starts off a little bit lower, so it can still come down here, but it's only at like, that and that added together is going to be what 32.8, whereas that plus that is way greater than 32.8 because the deviation here is 33.3. So it's a lot further down with this deviation. So I say because of that one, I would use the second one for the standard deviation, basing everything on that one. But if we're looking at just the mean yearly returns, that one's going to be the best one to go with. So you have to kind of look and see what works best for you as far as, risk. There's a risk column. This one is, the possibilities of which one's better as far as the means. All right, so that's the end of this section. So hopefully that will help you.